Hey everyone, my name's Cody. I hope you're doing well, having a great day. I want to thank you for clicking on this video. In today's video, we're just going to be talking about where the Walking Dead universe franchise may be headed in the future now that The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Lived has wrapped. I have seen all 6 episodes. It was a pretty good episode. I will say it was a pretty great pace up until the last episode. That last one really was a little bit rushed, I think, in certain areas and aspects of the show. A few things that were just, not really believable. But of course, I think overall it was a pretty satisfying conclusion. We did, of course, get to see them reunite with their children and everything, so that was a pretty powerful moment. I'm sure that was always the end goal of the show that they had, so it's great that we actually got that reunion. But that out of the way, there are a few more reunions I think me and a lot of other people want to see as fans of the show. That being, a reunion with Daryl, Carol, Maggie. Not necessarily have to have a reunion with Rick, Michonne, and Negan, but it would be cool to at least have some sort of mention to Rick about how Negan is out and he's not really the same person as he used to be. And who knows how it will be in Dead City. He might just have to turn back to that guy that he used to be. And if, maybe Rick was to find out that he was out there being like that again, would that cause any conflict? Would Rick feel responsible to go stop him again, possibly? I don't know. But, you never know what direction they may want to take things. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But, we're just here to talk about it, speculate about it a little bit. With how things ended with The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live, I do have to say I wasn't expecting the CRM story to really be wrapped up. However, with the voice we hear at the very end, the broadcast we hear as Rick and Michonne are on that helicopter about to see their kids, they're explaining that the CRM now has, there are more boundaries, certain limits that they have that they didn't have before. It seems like the Civic Republic has most control over that and other aspects of their resources and whatnot. They've chosen to go out and share their resources with as many people as possible. So that's, a pretty big change. Of course, now people are free to leave, come or go as they want. As before, that wasn't, the case. They were very secretive. Rick couldn't leave, couldn't go home. So there's been a lot of really positive changes there for the CRM and the Civic Republic. And I think that's going to play a large part in what happens next in the future. I was a little bit at first underwhelmed with how much CRM, really impacted what I thought it was going to be, a lot longer in the series, and they would be a threat for everyone to join together and face. But I think the CRM is actually going to be basically the army that help our people be able to go face what the real threat is, which is, I believe, going to be what's happening in France right now with Daryl. So it would seem that maybe the end goal, because we have actually seen a lot with the CRM over since, one of those first appearance was season 8 of The Walking Dead. So I do believe it was season 8. So they've been around for a few years now. I think them wrapping up that story does actually, kind of make sense the longer I think about it. We've seen them on this show, The World Beyond. They've popped up in Fear the Walking Dead. And so I really think they just really want to cap off that end. I think the CRM was mainly made anyway to explain what happened to Rick and where he was all this time. I think, we got the answer to that. So it does kind of make sense for us to take another step into a different antagonist moving forward. And it seems like what's going on over in France could be, that sort of global thing that really takes the Commonwealth and CRM and any other communities that they know of teaming up together possibly to stop what's happening over there in France. I think it could be kind of cool to see like a sort of World War type thing going on between the different nations, maybe if the French maybe have a whole bunch of those experimental walkers, load them up on a bunch of boats, and maybe they plan to bring them over here to America because maybe they blame us for the outbreak or something like that. I think that could make for an interesting story if maybe they blame us for the outbreak and they plan on wiping us out with these experimented walkers that they've turned out. I never know for sure which way they're going to go or what the future plan is. I know we've heard some people on Dead City say that they want to, possibly do 5 seasons of that. So I can see 5 seasons of Dead City, 5 seasons of the Daryl Show. Whether or not we get another Ones Who Live season 2, whether or not we just get that reunion series, and then maybe that's it for Rick and Michonne and their story. We'll just have to see. Time will tell. I really thought that we would have some confirmation of whether or not we would get a season 2 by now, but they're definitely being very quiet about that. I think they're probably just looking at what that story was going to look like, what the full idea of it is, whose schedule is free to do it when, before they make any big announcements that they have to, I'm sure they don't want to say they're going to drop some day and then they have to delay things or push things off. So they definitely want to wait until they have a lot of concrete for sure. They know what's going on. They know when it's going to happen before they drop any information on us. I'm looking forward to more Daryl Dixon, the Book of Carol. That's going to be season 2. And I heard that for season 3 they might be in Spain actually. So, we'll see how that turns out. I'm sure that'll be pretty interesting. Maybe they'll go to somewhere else in the next season. It seems to definitely be a travel show, which does make sense. I believe that was like the original pitch that Norman Reedus had for his character, and as well as Carol, when they first pitched this kind of show before The Walking Dead ended, and they ended up sort of transforming it into this. So, we'll see how it turns out. We'll see where they go next. Dead City, will they move other locations, go to other cities? It's possible, but I think it's mainly going to stick here with New York City, around that area. And season 2 definitely seems like it's going to be a lot more focused on maybe Negan, what he has to do as he's there in the city. Exactly what his role is what I'm really interested in. I know he's going to be leading people there, but how is he going to go about it, being the man that he is now versus who he used to be, and seeing what kind of situation he's put in where they're expecting him to be this other part of himself that he's tried to really let go of for a while. Is it going to be hard for him, or is he really going to embrace it, and is he going to like it? Is he going to want to stay like this? Is he going to, revert back to who he was? I would hope not. And really just kind of weigh his character down if he just flipped right back to the old way he used to be. But time will tell what's going to happen with his character. Morgan Jones is out there looking for Rick. Who knows where he's at? Is he maybe at the Commonwealth? When Rick got there, is Morgan already there? It's unclear sort of who exactly is there when Rick arrived. It seems like Carol was there. It seems like in season 1 when Carol was trying to tell Daryl that someone made it back home, it did sound like she said Rick, so this pretty much confirms that Rick came home. How is she going to go about delivering that information to him? Is she going to see Daryl happy or struggling there and maybe decide to hold off on telling him that Rick's back? Or it's going to be kind of tricky to see how she's going to tell him, and if that's really going to push him to go back home more, or is him maybe knowing that that Rick is actually back home safe, maybe give him peace of mind that he could stay. Time will tell. We'll see exactly where he ends up. If they're going to Spain in the next season, it doesn't seem like there's really anywhere safe in France probably for them to stay at. So, we'll see how that goes. That's all I have for today's video. I want to thank you for clicking on it. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share this with your friends and family. It gets the video seen by more people. Just gets the channel out there. If you have any suggestions for some videos you want to see, comment below. Also, what kind of theories, speculations do you have about the show? Go ahead, leave something down in the comment section for me, and I'll try to shout it out. Maybe we'll talk about it in the next video. Thank you.